Let's take some calls from Man United fans. They're not happy with Ruben Amorim and the team right now. Shocking performance against Spurs. Just go to Az. He's a Man United fan, right, Az?
Right, Az.
Evening, mate.
Sorry about that.
That's matey.
Nah, it's all right, Jason, Jamie. What did I expect? Is it going to change? No. 3-4-3. We're going to have to play this for the next 13 games. Ineos knew what they would get themselves into when they hired Amorim.
But did they, though, Az? Did they? You know, because what you're seeing is a manager at Sporting Lisbon running away with the league, scoring 4 or 5 goals every week with a team who look, you know, like they could win the Champions League. He's come to Man United. I'm seeing absolutely nothing of what I saw at Sporting Lisbon.
This is the Premier League. It's a completely different league. It's a lot better clubs. And I listened to your thing this morning, Jamie, with Gabby and Jeff Sterling.
Yeah.
And you called us the worst team ever. I agree, because it's not going to change. And you said you could do a better job. What I think was a bit of tongue in cheek because it was Gabby. But
I don't know, you know. Put me in there.
I'm not being funny. You couldn't do nothing. No one could do anything different with these players.
Change your formation.
I don't get what that's going to do, though. What if that doesn't work?
What do you mean?
What if that doesn't work? No, seriously. What if it goes for...
You play the players that you've got in their best positions.
No. So here's what he's going to do. He's got... Now, the rights and wrongs of that we can argue about.
Right.
But Manchester United knew. When they employed Ruben Amorim, we all knew it. Everyone knew it. This is what he's done. First thing we looked at when he played against Ipswich on that, I think it was a Sunday game.
Yeah.
First thing we're looking at, what's the shape of the team? 3.
Yeah.
And clearly he's not going to deviate away from that. I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is he believes he's right and he's going to stick to it. I don't see the point in changing now. He's got his methodology. He's going to stick to what he knows best. And these players now, it's either get on board with what I'm doing, or you'll be out in the summer, and the board need now to back him with the players that he wants and to fit the system he wants to play.
But I don't think they can.
Well, then when summer comes, they'll have to invest. Simple as that.
With 13 games to go, he's got to play Maguire, De Ligt, and Mazraoui back 3. That's the 3 he's been playing majority of this season. It doesn't work. You can't play a right back and right centre back. It doesn't work.
Walker can play there.
I'm not being honest. What do they have? Bruno and Casemiro in midfield against Spurs. They can't run. They're dead.
Run, mate. I know, but Bruno for me, he's your best player, right? Creatively, he's your best player. You are ruining what he brings to the table.
He had 6 kids on the bench. Yeah, great. I love to see young people. And what did he do? He put a striker on for 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was a head scratcher. That was it. No, I agree with that. That made no sense. That
it's just annoying. That the fact is, on Saturday lunchtime, David Moyes is on a good run at the minute. We got them at Goodison Park. You might as well just give Everton another 3 points because we got no chance.
Do you know what? David Moyes making a bit of a mockery of West Ham and Man United, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They both sacked him. Well, both didn't. Well, sacked him, not West Ham, not quite the right word.
So what would you do then, Jamie?
I would tell him to change the formation.
Well, that ain't going to happen. Next. We've got 11 injured players like Spurs.
What is this, an interview?
You interviewing me for the job, Az?
I think he might be.
Feels like a bit of an interview.
Is your second name Glazer?
I feel like he's come at me here with some.
I think you're right.
With, you know, he wants to get me in there.
I think you do.
Next.
They can't do no worse with what they got. They got so.
You got to play your players in the best positions, mate. I'm sorry. For me, until the end of the season, you need to pick up points. You can't just keep losing games going, oh, you know what? We got 13 games left. We'll just carry on playing 3-4-3 and getting beat everyone, getting embarrassed by everyone. Well, when it comes to the end of the season, Man United are going to be in absolute disarray, and then no one's going to want to join the club anyway.
I'm looking forward to 5:30 kickoff, 5:30 your show when Jason says anyone seen United when they get beat again at Goodison Park, because that's what's going to happen.
We're not
picking up points.
You're looking forward to it, you said?
I'm looking forward to it because we're not picking up points, and it's going to be the same team Saturday because we got no players are coming back from injuries, so we're going to have to play Casemiro, Bruno, and the back 3.
So I just wonder
another stinker.
I just wonder what it will look like internally and externally if all of a sudden he starts changing his formation. Because
when,
well, if he go, let's just say for argument's sake, you go to Goodison at the weekend, and he plays a 4 at the back. I don't know what that tells you about him as a manager and as a coach.
Well, it tells you that he's got to adapt.
Well, I'm not sure because that tells me that he's totally abandoned exactly what he went in there to do.
What it tells
That's
me,
what it tells me.
No, what it tells me is that he's seen it, he's looked at it, he's watched the games, and has gone, this team, this player, with the players that I've got, can't play this formation. And I'm ruining some of the players that I've got, like Bruno Fernandes playing centre midfield, ends up having to run out and mark Jed Spence because they're all over the place. So I've got to, as a manager, protect the players that I've got right now. And I've got to change the formation to play the way that they're good at for now. And in the summer, I'll go back to 3-4-3, and I'll go next season and I'll get judged on that.
That's one way of looking at it. My way of looking at it, imagine if someone comes in, new coach, and they coach you 6 days a week or whatever, 5 days a week. They coach you. We're going to play this system on the training ground. And then all of a sudden, he goes to a 4 at the back. All of a sudden, he's done that. All of that work you've done. Now he's got to do a new formation. Now he's got to try and play those. Now he's got to coach that. So what happens if that doesn't work? What's he do then? I think that he's painting himself in a corner. And you're half right in what you're saying. But what I'm saying is I don't think he gets any credit if he changes now. I think people look at him going, well, he doesn't really believe in that. He's joined this football club. He's abandoned it after, 12, 13 games. He's now going back to a system that suits the team. He doesn't believe himself.
No, but as a manager, if you just have, come on, how many great managers out there that can adapt a formation, change a form? Pep Guardiola changes formations.
Yep, I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is, I think
you can't
right
just
now,
this is one dimension, and this is what I do. This is who I am, and that's all I'm going to coach. Well, I mean, how far can you go in life doing that?
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is that I think that this is a really... either he sticks to this and is bloody minded about what I believe in. This is who I am as a coach. I've told you what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue. And it could well be painful between now and the end of the season. But he will have credit in the bank going next year because this is what I believe in. This is how I'm going to play the game. And the players, either you're on board with me or you're not. And if you're not, get players that are. It's a tough one, but United knew what they were getting in bed with, Jay.
Let's go to James. He's a Man United fan. James?
Hello, guys. How you doing?
All right, Jimbo.
Yeah, very funny. Hilarious. Jason, you weren't talking so much about Chelsea, were you?
What's wrong with you, Jimbo? Having a pop at me. It's not my fault, Amorim.
No, I know. Look, I tell you what, I don't understand. No one's talking about the players that got injured in training last week. They had 9 days off, and there's about 4 players got injured in training. That's
what do you mean they had 9 days off?
Much. Well, the last game was the cup game.
Well, it wouldn't have been off.
Leicester. No, all right. They had 9 days between matches.
Yeah.
So they had 4 players got injured in training during the week.
I don't know. I'll be honest, mate. This modern day of what players are getting put through training all the time. Havertz gets injured in Dubai when they're meant to be on a down week. I don't know what the training schedules are like anymore, but I just think it's ridiculous the amount of these players getting injured all the time.
But what's he doing in training so that so you've lost Ahmed for the season, lost Ugarte, lost Toby Collier, Mainu. I mean, I don't know,
mate. I don't know what he's doing, but he's obviously doing too much.
The last caller said there was, I think there was 6 kids on the bench. There was actually 8. There was 9 substitutes. The only one who's played in the games was Lindelof. So 8 players at an average age of 18.
James, I agree with you, but I don't know. I'm not part of modern day training. All I know is when I played, when there was an opportunity to have a week off, you had a week off. When the season finished, you had 6 weeks off. I mean, I reckon they probably get 2 weeks off now, if that, at the end of the season. If you're international, you get no weeks off. And then during the season, you got to give lads a break. If you've got 9 days rest, give them a week off.
I agree with you, but I'm saying how do you manage to get so many players in? What's he doing in training?
He's obviously trying to get player formation.
Jay's right. They're not alone. It's not Loans United. Nicholas Jackson done a hamstring. I know he had a little niggle in one of the games, but he's out now for the... he's done that. That wasn't in match. He'd done most of that damage.
As I got older, I could see the game changing and changing, training schedules changing, getting shorter, pre-seasons getting longer. You're coming in. We always used to laugh as players. And season starts in August. If you was in, before the start of July, you turn your phone off. Do you know what I mean? But now these lads are coming in the middle of June. only got no time off, like none. You get 2 months of pre-season. You don't wonder why halfway through the season you got half a squad. They're overtraining. They're overplaying.
But not all of them are. I mean, from what I know,
there must be
Liverpool's
something going on, Jace.
Well, Liverpool's injury record's pretty
players
good.
are getting injured.
Unless people can tell me
9 days off, and they got 4 injuries.
Well, why aren't Liverpool picking up these huge amounts of injuries? Not that I know of. I know they will have injuries inevitably, but most of their squad, the outfield players. I know Alisson had an injury, didn't he? But most of their players, mate, haven't they been fit? What's Arne Slot doing differently?
Well, I'd like to know. Because I don't know what Ange Postecoglou's doing. I don't know what Arteta's doing. I don't know what Amorim's doing. But wherever they're doing, it's ridiculous that like every single game now, there's just injury lists of every team, and you're going, surely something's not right here. When there is actually time off that these lads could have had, and you've picked up 4 injuries when they ain't even had a game.
I don't know, mate. Without knowing all the data, it's difficult to say. But yeah, it can devastate. But the truth is, this problem at Man United's been going on for quite a while now, mate. Well over a year.
James, are you convinced with Amorim?
No, I can't say I am. I agree with what you said earlier about the arrogance of not changing. Well, I mean, Postecoglou said the same sort of thing. I think you have to. Every coach has to change according to the opposition, and you're not going to line up the same way home to the way at Liverpool, are you?
But there's also not just the system, because Amorim has shown he can play this system and it work away at Liverpool. All right, they played a 3 at the back and they were good that day. So don't tell me the players can't do it, because I've seen them do it. Ange Postecoglou, right, away at Brentford a couple of weeks ago, played the same system, played a little bit more reserve. Tactically, he was different. You can still have the same setup. You can still coach the team. I mean, yesterday, that game was so open for both teams. Was so ridiculous. I don't know why.
Spurs weren't great.
Spurs weren't great.
We were not
But they were
great.
the better side, deserved. To have the midfield so open when you've got... I mean, I felt for Casemiro in the middle of the park. It looked like for sometimes United had a man sent off. Didn't it, how open the game was?
I know, but you ain't helping him, are you? He's playing in there on his own. He can't move anyway.
But we saw away at Liverpool, Jay. Man United went there and were the better side.
But this is what I don't understand, though. He wants to start Casemiro in the midfield.
I don't think he wants to. I mean, then
protect him. You want to play Bruno Fernandes? Protect him.
That's the point I was kind of making.
Players to do.
Play a little bit more defensively minded. You can set up in the same system. Just don't be as gung-ho or get cavalier or leave the spaces. Poor old Casemiro, mate, honestly. I felt, honestly, his head must have been spinning last night when he got in.
No, mate, but the best we saw, and maybe them years are gone, but the best we saw of him was when he played in a free in midfield, when he had players around him with legs. Now he's just in there on his own. It was a field day for Tottenham's midfield. The game was so open, it was ridiculous.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.